2017, another year in view. We have to talk about all the surprising breakups that happened this year. Unfortunately, I mean, great for us, unfortunate for the people going through them. I just have to shout it out. It started off with Josh Duhamel and Fergie. They were together for almost 8 years, and they announced in October that they were splitting. And I don't know if you guys heard Fergie's new album, Double Duchess, but there are a lot of songs on there that I feel like are inspired by this divorce, because Save It Till Morning is one of my favorite songs on there, and it is very influential, I feel like. That's just the way that I feel. Just like when Beyonce came out with Lemonade. Everybody was like this whole controversy with Jay-Z and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. But it's very unfortunate. I feel bad when Hollywood couples break up because it's so much pressure, and I understand that it's a very specific environment to be in, especially in a relationship. But I have
a question though.
Yes.
Is it a lot of pressure? I mean, if you're young like Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, and we will get to them, don't you worry. But if you're young like that and you're out in the Hollywood lifestyle, yeah, I can feel like it's a lot of pressure. But when you've been married in the spotlight for like 10+ years, and they're not the Hollywood it couple anymore. They go to a couple events here and there. Is it really that much Hollywood pressure? Really?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the longer you're in a relationship, the more the pressure builds.
Yeah, but that's any relationship.
You know, especially in a marriage and you have kids. But the thing with that couple though is there were rumors that he was cheating on her even before she got pregnant. And the sheer fact that he got caught and she stayed with him for this long, you know, I'm surprised. I mean,
you're surprised that it lasted this long.
I'm more surprised that it lasted this long. I thought as soon as she found him cheating, she would have been like, it's Fergie.
Well, let's be clear, you guys.
She's a badass woman.
She's beautiful. That video that she did of Milk Money was just, she looks great in it. We've all seen it. I feel like, but the cheating, everything happens because of cheating. I feel like every Hollywood couple is going to divorce because of cheating, and I feel like, and I'm just going to say it, a lot of couples in Hollywood are very sexually free. I feel like they all mess around with whoever they want to mess around with, but as soon as it comes out in public, I feel like there's that crosses the line,
and
where they're like, you know what?
love Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, because they are open about it, and they're like, we are committed to each other, we are committed to our family, but we also getting some on the side.
Yes.
And as long as you're open about it, there's nothing to hide.
But you're famous, you're beautiful. I mean, why not? I mean, sexuality should be a very freeing thing. And I feel like, yes, monogamy is for some people, but I feel like when you're in the Hollywood eye, I feel like you just want it all the time.
But when you've been together for as long as Jada and Will has, you know, they've built that relationship. But then when you're as young as like Kylie and Tyga, oh my gosh.
Well, we can move on to that, because
I mean,
that was a pretty shocking breakup, I'm not gonna lie.
But you know what, she was with him for a lot longer than I had anticipated. But the sheer fact that she had gotten pregnant right after they had broken up, and then was very public about it, you know, I think that was more of like a to Tyga than anything else.
You know what, I have a theory, and I have nothing to back this up. I'm just gonna say this is my own thoughts about Miss Kylie Jenner here. I think that she wanted a baby with Tyga, and Tyga was scarred by the whole Blac Chyna situation of where she kind of got trapped in with this crazy woman, and he didn't want to give her a baby, because there are tons of clips of her as a teenager in her early 20s. How old is she now? 20. Alright, so from 15 to 20. I forget sometimes that she's so young. No, but she's been saying, I want to be a mom, I want to be a mom, and she was a mom to King.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure though, sorry to cut you off, from Kim though, because Kim obviously sets the example for all of them. And I feel like it wasn't, I'm going to disagree with you, it wasn't as surprising to me, because they've been on and off again for years, so it wasn't surprising that they broke up. I do want to shout it off to your couple, because you had one more couple who we wanted to talk about. Who was that?
Chris Pratt and Anna.
That's
shocking one. That was the most shocking, I think, of 2017.
Oh my gosh, my heart broke when I read, because it's like, that was the one golden couple that just seemed perfect from all aspects. And I want to say, everybody was rooting for them, because not only is she funny and gorgeous and just down to earth,
and not only is he funny and gorgeous
and down to earth,
you just really wanted them to make it. So I think like all of Hollywood and, you know, all the public and all of their fans were just heartbroken.
That one was the most shocking, because like we said, Tyga, there were issues, and even with Fergie there were issues, but there were no issues that we knew about with Anna and Chris, and so they seemed to have it all. So when they broke up, it was really like the most shocking one for me.
Well, maybe they'll get back together.
Okay, a big topic for 2017 was to kneel or not to kneel, and my thoughts personally was, hell yeah, kneel, everybody. And what were your thoughts, Heather?
It was a lot. I mean, and it's interesting to me that this movement that started with Colin Kaepernick had actually been going on for about a year before it really gained steam, and it had honestly kind of died. Colin Kaepernick was out of the NFL. He is claiming that he lost his job because of the kneeling. He's not in the NFL anymore, so the movement had kind of died down, and then all of a sudden, President Donald Trump tweeted something, and then it's like, oh yeah, and then it caused this giant storm where literally everyone was getting involved. You're right, like if you didn't hear about it, you must have been in a coma, because it involved not only the NFL and the White House, but pizza got involved. I mean, people got involved, churches got, like, it was just this monumental movement of 2017, and if you want to ask me my opinion, they should have kneeled, and the NFL should have backed them up more than they did.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you're right, Heather. I'm glad that you started this off with it. It started before the kneeling. It started off as sitting on the bench, because if you notice, he was sitting on the bench at first, and then it became kneeling. I don't know if that was a publicity stunt to be more out there, because everybody didn't really realize when he was just sitting down.
The reason why it went from sitting to kneeling is because people were saying he was being disrespectful to veterans, and he actually, and to Colin Kaepernick's credit, he actually went and spoke with veterans and said, listen, I feel this in my heart, this is what I believe, I want to do this, but I don't want to disrespect you. And actually it was the veterans who said, if you kneel, we understand that you are taking a stand, and yet you're still kneeling to honor the veterans. So bam!
The players of the NFL actually have not even been coming out onto the field during the national anthem, and that actually only started a few years ago. So they were actually
2009.
Exactly. So, you know, for this to be, you know, this whole controversy of, you know, kneeling, you're not respecting your veterans and you're not respecting the flag. I mean, this would be one thing if we'd been doing this 20, 30, 40 years, but this just happened in the last decade.
Well, here's my thing about it. I feel like the whole backlash on Colin Kaepernick was so hypocritical.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like all these people giving him all of this slack about kneeling and not respecting the veterans and not respecting the country.
Can I just say, how many people sit on their couch and actually stand when the national anthem comes up and remove their hats? No one!
Thank you.
No one does that!
Thank you.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, so that whole thing, yes, I feel like all three of us are going to kneel. How about you? More topics coming up, you guys.
Stay connected.
POPTOPIX.